Ready?
Nope.
We're back in 2025.
Oh, I thought you said you weren't doing that.
Well, I haven't done the introduction yet.
Okay.
You don't even know what we're talking about.
No.
So this is going to be fun. Hello, welcome to another episode of Be the Hero of Your Brand. I'm Ben.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are the team here at Your Video Team. Welcome back.
You did it.
I did it.
We're not going to do any of that welcome back stuff or anything like that. Just get straight to it.
Well, we haven't really, like usual, thought about what we're going to talk about. I didn't even know it. But we are moving into 2025. We've had to come up with some resolutions. I don't know about you, but I haven't done any.
Had to come up with resolutions.
Well, I haven't done any, so have you?
I think it's not... I don't think there's any resolution. I'm going to carry on some mindset stuff that we started midway through last year.
Yeah.
And continue that, because I think there's so much hype put on starting a resolution today, well, not today, but like the 1st of January, that actually it wears off.
Yeah.
Whereas when I think about where I was this time last year to where I am now, at what point in the year did something change or things change? I'm like, that attitude that I found in August for the business is an attitude I want to continue. The attitude, to be fair, actually, we did start our health and well-being at the same time, didn't we? So, but that attitude as well is an attitude I want to continue, because I like where I am because of finding that.
Yeah, everyone goes, it's a new year, new me. But the person that I finished the year off was pretty cool.
It was epic, yeah.
Like, we were doing really well. We were growing a business. We were getting clients. We were doing a lot of work, maybe too much work. So maybe that's something to consider, is how we're going to start offloading workloads so we're not having to be swamped so much at certain times.
So that's interesting, isn't it? It's like New Year's resolution, people think of new things, whereas actually your New Year resolution is, what are you going to get rid of? What wasn't working for you that actually you're going to ditch in 2025? I think that's kind of not a backward way of looking at it, but it is a backward way of looking at it.
Well, that's what a resolution is, isn't it? It's what are you going to change, which is going to boost your next 12 months.
Yeah.
Now, I think as a business, which we have here, we've got to not set resolutions, but set goals.
Yeah.
So we had a conversation this morning about the next 6 months, not between us, but with our coach.
Yeah.
One of our coaches, Pete, Andrew and Pete, which was, are we going to carry on with what we're doing?
Yes.
Are we going to carry on with our Rebels program? Are we going to carry on using them as probably one of our strongest tools that we have to help us strategize? And
from a business perspective, they are our business tool.
Yeah.
In the nicest possible sense, boys, we love you dearly. But yes, that's what they are.
Yeah, well, I think you said on the call, we were considering, do we need to get a business manager? But then are we going to lose ourselves? Well, actually, we've got a business coach / mentor, and I would say they are a balance of the two. They're not making us figure everything out ourselves.
No.
They're making us figure out our wording, our how it stays on our brand, on our business, but they're giving us the how to.
I described them as bumpers down like a bowling alley lane, didn't I?
Yeah.
Is that ultimately anything in between that is our decision to make. So whether we throw a curveball, whether we go straight down the middle, whether we go slightly off and then go, all of those decisions are ours.
Yeah.
What they're there to do is when we try and jump lane.
They're stopping us going down the gutter, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a valid point. Yes, guttering or jumping onto a different lane, and we're like, right, now we're going to do this. They're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, we don't think you can't do that, but is that your forte? Is that going to get you down to the end of the lane, or by the end of it, when your score is only coming from this lane, what's the point in getting a strike over there?
Mm-hmm.
That isn't going to benefit you in any way.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting. But like you say, is that there's the better us as well, which is obviously where Loz and Baz have come in with Rock Solid. That's the mindset, the body, and again that has overflown into our business.
Yeah.
Similarly, that the business has overflown into our personal life, because for us they are one of the same.
Yeah. So talking about Baz and Loz put a video out the other day. I don't know if it was just before New Year or just after. It was about, are you looking for a work-life balance or a work-life integration? Which is very much what I believe we have, and it's the way our business benefits, because if we had a work-life balance, we'd work 9 to 5, cut-offs at either end, and then it's just family time from thereafter. But it doesn't work for us. If we work 9 to 5, we'd be rushing a lot more in the mornings. We'll be less time with the kids of an evening. We wouldn't have time to probably eat properly.
No.
To do exercise when we have time to do exercise, when we start exercising again. But work-life integration means that we can work from, well, actually 8:45 is probably the time we get into the office, by 9 o'clock up till 2:45 to 3 o'clock, 2:45 to 3 o'clock are the times that we look at finishing, which means we can get back for the boys and we can have that time with them at a time that suits us. We can make sure that they're at their clubs, we can make sure that we're at any sort of events that they have going on with the school or with their clubs, but then we can also, of an evening when they're done for the night, we can go on and do a bit more work. We spent our time watching TV and screens. Which is what we watch at the end of the day. We all love Mr. Beast games.
Ooh. What day of the week? Tuesday. Okay.
Tuesday's day. That's right. Netflix has just released WWE, so there's something new.
Hey, there we go. Oh, that's vintage for us as well. That's old school.
Very old. So that work-life integration where we can not have solid walls, but we can set our own boundaries.
And I think that's definitely coming into effect for us, because we've always talked about how we are a family business, and that mentality is there. And obviously that's difficult to have. It's not, the mentality is easy to have. The difficulty for us saying we are a family business is, I have, my mum's more than happily retired. So is your mum. They don't want to work with or for us. So in relation to that, no. But having the boys, they do want to get involved in the business. But again, very difficult and challenging at 10 and now 12 years old for them to do that. However, we found a loophole. And so what people will see in 2025...
Loophole? I think we found a strategy more than a loophole.
Yeah, but that's it, isn't it? It's going, how can we make it work for us? How can we integrate family? So Parker wants to do interviewing and he's seen this and he wants a YouTube channel, but he's still trying to figure out what his YouTube channel is going to do for him. So ultimately he's gone, I'm going to come hijack yours for now. And he's going to have a feature on this podcast with us.
Definitely.
But this is it, isn't it? This is what building your business is about. Other people talk to us and they're like, don't know how you do it as a husband and wife team. Don't know how you do it with your kids around all the time, and I'm like...
But they're not around all the time.
No, they were around a lot at Christmas.
They're around a lot at Christmas, but again, work-life integration was, we made time for them over the Christmas period. And they made time for me to get on with work. You to get on with work.
They don't want to be around us all the time. They're like, can we go just play on the Switch and vegetate for an hour? And it's a bit like, yeah, you're allowed to do that.
Talk about vegetating for an hour. We went out to go do some food shopping, and we're like, boys, we're just going to go out and do some food shopping.
God.
You chill out for a bit. You might need to try and find something for lunch.
Yeah, like
not a lot.
Yeah, we're out to do the big food shop. Make do. What was you expecting? In all honesty, what was you expecting?
What, for them to cook?
Yeah.
Maybe at a push, some chips in the air fryer.
Oh, you thought? Yeah. See,
that was the top end that I was expecting.
I expected to come home to two hangry boys.
Yeah.
I was really like, we know where this is going. I don't know. All right, have snacks ready to walk in that door and be like, feed you, cheer up.
Yeah.
Like, I was ready for that.
Yeah. But it turned out, we come in that door. What's that?
Pleasant
lovely smell that's going on in here.
Pleasant smell.
It smells.
They're
really
on the sofa, eating.
Yeah. And then Logan goes, I couldn't find anything to eat, so I baked some bread.
Just blew my mind. Baked bread from scratch.
Yeah.
Like, we have a bread maker.
Sorry, young Heston. You decide. First time I've seen him bake bread. Well, I didn't see him do it. He was just eating bread.
Yeah. The massacre in the kitchen was quite funny, to be fair.
You couldn't have a go at them for it. Cause
no, I didn't.
I've never baked bread. Like, he didn't even use the bread maker.
No.
He just made it.
It blew my mind.
In the oven.
I don't cook.
I found your yeast. I found your chocolate supplies.
He did learn that brown flour is much stickier than white bread flour, didn't he? He was like, Mum, it got everywhere. The tea towel was like this gloop of stuff. He was like,
I assumed he used that to try and clean up.
I think he said he washed his hands and it wouldn't come off his hands, so he just got the tea towel and just washed his hands. But
that is funny.
But yes, that's 2025 for us. So it's going to see some things go.
Yep.
It's going to see continuation of good habits.
Yep.
And more implementation of those.
I think I will set a goal of reading more books. So I just have to read one this year.
One's more than...
Because I've read mostly like half. I'm probably at a push. 36 pages maybe. Mm-hmm. And then I buy the audiobook and listen to it and do a read along. So I've got a few books that I'm reading.
What is the benefit to you physically reading the book? Why is that different then?
What's the benefit of me reading a book?
Well, yeah, why are you interested in reading rather than... Because you listen to a lot of books and you listen to them a couple of times.
Yeah, I think when it comes to having the physical book in front of me, and it might be that I do a bit more of a read along kind of thing with them, is that I can make notes, I can scribble on it, highlight, mark pages, and have what I want as a reference. So when it comes to an audiobook, you can mark it.
Can you?
You can go, I like this bit and save like a clip. Mm-hmm. But I don't.
No.
And I find if I'm reading a book, I think I'll be a bit more engrossed. The problem is that I struggle with reading, being slightly blind, slightly dyslexic.
Or the aged.
Yeah, not knowing what some of the words actually say. And falling asleep very quickly when I read a book.
Right, well, this is the thing, isn't it? Is that what's going to change then? Because you're still going to fall asleep, darling.
Yeah, I did like... So you're watching Traitors.
Yeah.
And I don't mind knowing what's going on in Traitors.
I know.
But I don't mind not watching Traitors. So I thought, while you're watching Traitors, I'll read my book. The only thing is that your TV's very loud, so I have to put headphones on. So I can't. But it does mean a bit of John Williams in my ears. A bit of reading.
It's so interesting how different our brains are in that aspect. And obviously we've learned, we've been together 17 and a half years now. For those listening, he's smiling and he's loving his smile. But
tied her down for that long, guys.
Had this conversation.
Have we taken the handcuffs off the radiator?
And we've obviously learned a lot and we've grown a lot in that time. But I think we've also learned, I think the world has learned a lot about how different brains work as well.
Yeah.
And we obviously did the Family Law Cafe podcast just before Christmas where we filmed the lady, the ADHD advocate.
Yep. Stephanie.
Yes. And it was so interesting because through that, I was doing multiple things and we were there live recording.
Yep, doing a live edit. So we have a multiple camera setup and then I have a live switcher, which I'm not using today because I'm on the podcast.
You're set up like it, but you're not.
Yeah, so that is recording all my backups. Every angle's being recorded. So I'll go in post and once we're recorded, and then I'll edit it.
Yeah.
Then.
But that was what you were doing, and you're pretty like on that. And at first, I was like, "Wow, this is fascinating," and loving this. And then I'm listening and watching them rather than watching you. And then you asked me to do something, so then I needed to get my laptop out and like send an email or something. I don't know what it was, but from that, then I get distracted from something else, and but all that you ever did through that entire podcast was keep looking at me, going, "Psst, that's you. Psst, that's you." So when you
and then I went, "Psst, that one's me."
Yeah, see. And it's really interesting, isn't it? Because you say that you could have the TV on with music in your ears whilst reading a book.
Yeah, I definitely used to edit with any random music and
Yeah.
be able to edit to the other music that I'm listening to with the words as well.
Whereas I can only have one sound or visual on at a time. I cannot, like, as much as my brain wants to multitask and tries to, when it comes to that aspect, my brain won't do that. So
Yeah,
you put
but
on
I
John
could've-
Williams and all my head does is go, this is Star Wars. Da, 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 ba, ba.
Don't do us for
Might
copyright.
do too much. Or like Jurassic Park comes on, it's like dinosaurs, release the dinosaur. Do you know, like my brain jumps down those rabbit holes, and then I think 10 minutes later we've listened to 4 songs
Yeah.
and I haven't written a word on my email.
But I can't work in silence. Just something I cannot do. I need a background noise.
Yeah, I get that. Like I can have like the telly playing and be doing certain things, but as soon as I start writing an email, my brain needs to be on that. I have to pause the telly and
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to just not listen to something while doing something else. Like I also believe I take in a lot more when I am listening to music and reading.
which some studies suggest. Well, studies do suggest.
Studies
that
I
you
do on
should.
myself. So yeah,
But there are studies. I always remember like classical. If you listen to classical music, you absorb more and things like that. And I'm like, okay, cool, but I'm too busy trying to work out what the lyrics were or making up my own. Like, I don't. My brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
My brain's already going, what was the point of this conversation?
I don't know. This is why we should have had headphones on.
That would have made no difference.
Yeah, it would. No, do you know what I think would happen if we had headphones on? And it's just that I feel a bit more relaxed without them on right now. Is that would be very much more like, and point A is blah 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 blah, and point B, like we'll try and be a bit more professional. Where right now it's all right. It's a bit more relaxed. But anyway, let's go back and talk about things that we've been up to. So, I remember in a previous podcast many moons ago, we said in the next episode we're going to talk about XYZ. Can't remember what XYZ is. So we're not going to talk about that. And we haven't planned it. But the reason that we haven't planned it and hadn't been back for probably nearly a month now, 3 weeks,
Yep.
over a month now, is just talking about that job in London where we listened to ADHD.
Oh, yeah.
Person, Stephanie, Femme Law Cafe and all that jazz, we decided to have our car break down on us.
I didn't decide that.
Oh.
You were driving.
Oh, my fault. I didn't crash it.
No. Mine was still drivable even when I crashed it, so don't go there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so
Yes, central London.
yeah, just pulled
Literally
up
could
to
see the doorway we were indicating to turn into, and our car, Rick, God bless his soul, died a horrible death in the middle of London.
Oh my, I thought we were...
I thought you were going to make me push. I thought you were going to make me get out, and that angry lorry driver who was behind us, who would not.
He was stupid, wasn't he?
Yeah. So you broke down.
Broke
you
down,
managed
my
to
hazard
jump
lights were on.
forward,
Yeah. Give him enough room to get round
Yeah.
me.
and he decided, I know, as we break down again, not being able to move again, he's going to go right up your bumper again.
Yeah.
And then beeped, and we were like, your fault now.
Yeah.
This isn't us.
That was fun. That
But
was
we
a fun
managed to-
5 minutes, wasn't it? Trying to get into the car park.
Hop, skip, and a jump into the car park.
Yeah, I go, Rachel, you jump out now while I'm rolling. Run to him, tell him that I'm going straight through. He knows us, we've been here a few times.
Oh, with that guy. Yeah, that car's broken down, which then as soon as I said those words was like, he's not going to want this car in this car park broken down.
Yeah, we're getting the AA now.
Yeah, but we didn't do that, did we? We decided, I know, because the AA will give you an hour.
Yeah.
And to be fair, NatWest and AA, who we are with, like, we have NatWest Insurance, who give us the AA, were phenomenal, both
Yeah.
of them.
Very useful.
But we were like, we've learnt this from a previous lifetime of do not ring them unless you do want to go in an hour. So we were like, well, we don't want to be picked up in an hour.
Yeah, we're here, we've got a job to do.
So we
Let's get that done.
recorded, and then they had their Christmas party.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, we'll enjoy a bit
I
of
thought, woohoo, we don't have to drive home now.
that. No, we don't.
Maybe we'll have a drink. Oh no, we're teetotal.
Yes. So then we rang them, didn't we, afterwards?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, it's really busy. We're not going to be with you for like a couple of hours. And we were like, no stress, no dramas. We're at a Christmas party. And then we was like, that was wrapping up, wasn't it? It was all beginning to die down. We was like, well, we've still got about an hour and a half. So it was like, no worries. So we thought,
Christmas shopping.
we're going to go Christmas
Let's
shopping.
go Disney store. We're in London.
We walked 20 minutes to Oxford Street.
Yeah, just got to Oxford Street. Thought, let's go grab something to eat.
No, we did the Flying Tiger. We did the shopping.
Oh, yeah.
We did one shop and came out and you said, Disney is 15 minutes away. What do you think? And I was like,
AA's an hour.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm sold. Of course, I'm absolutely going to
3 steps.
do this.
3 steps towards.
Yeah. And the AA ring me and go, I'm 20 minutes away. And we were like, well, we're 25-minute walk away. And we haven't eaten. So, yeah. And we was like, 20 minutes. He's not. That's going to take him about 45 minutes because it's central London.
Yeah. 15 minutes later, you get a phone call.
We went and stopped to get, what was it, like fake FC?
Yeah.
Like HFC or something.
Yummy.
Delicious. And then he turns up in a massive low loader that can't get in the car park.
Yeah.
What an adventure that day was.
Yeah.
But Rick was recovered, but to his timely demise. So we got a new car for Christmas that we didn't expect to have.
Yeah. We wasn't wanting to need it right then.
No,
And then.
it was on our to-do list for 2025.
But it meant that we was out of the office. Then it came to the Christmas week, and we were like, we're not going into the office.
Were you ill for 3 days?
I was ill for 3 days.
It was, yeah. So that was the end of that, weren't it? That was the end of 2024, and it was a spectacular ending. I wouldn't change it.
I mean, I won't repeat it.
No. I wouldn't repeat that section.
Yeah.
Christmas, we repeat
Christmas was
exactly the
great.
same every year, to be fair. That is our tradition, and we have
Christmas
our
was
tradition.
great. Really loved that. That was great fun. New Year was pleasant. It was indoors, just the 4 of us. It was pleasant. Like, we didn't do anything hardcore. Me and Parker played chess. As a family, we played
I felt a bit excluded. to
Wii
be fair.
Sports. Not Wii Sports. Switch Sports.
Oh,
What was
it's,
it
yeah.
called? Me
Games,
Sports?
something like that. I can't remember what it's called now.
Yeah.
For ages, I was like, aren't these like the little Wii figures? Like, do you remember the Wii we used to have? They're like the little figures. And you was like, that's because it was a Nintendo Wii that we had. The same brand. They've just moved it to the Switch. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah, and then day 1 back yesterday.
So tired.
What I have to say, like, I was so looking forward to coming back to work. I was, and am enjoying
I had a
it.
great day.
And absolutely, like, again, all of us said yesterday probably shouldn't be the first day back to the new year that we all decided to record three podcasts and make a strategy plan for 2025. Probably should have been a slightly, like, at least get back to the office day 1 and then do that.
Like, we came in on Sunday to set up because we were like, we're not going to have time to set up on the morning of. We're going to have a lot of other stuff. So we came in on Sunday to set up, which this room is what we used. This is kind of how they had it, and apart from this,
Our Lego
sets and stuff that was moved right out of the way. I think we're going to be buying some lights soon to just light up the scene a bit more as well. I haven't even put this light on because the plug's really awkward to get to right now. But
it's on.
We came in, we set up,
Yep.
had it ready for an interview because they had a guest on their one, so we had 3 people in this space to do it. It looked really nice. I was really happy with the way it looked. But I'll be honest, I did struggle sleeping the night before on the Sunday night.
I did, but that's because you put that stupid book on that had my brain going.
It wasn't a stupid book, it was a very good book.
It was a brilliant book, but not something I should listen to before bed. Again, we've just spoken about.
Don't put an audio book about processes, the processes you need to bring in, and the process to make your business succeed.
Yeah.
Right as you go to bed, and it'd be really interesting.
I'm just going to stick with sleep meditation for the future, please, because I just need someone to go and wiggle your toes.
Not in that voice.
Wiggle your toes.
Shut up.
And breathe in through your mouth.
Joe Pasquale.
And breathe out through your nose.
No, we have a manifesting one, don't we?
Yeah.
So that's what I listen to at night. But yes, not going to listen.
We were listening to the radio this morning, and they had Paul McKenna.
Yes.
on talking about manifestation.
We need to re-listen to that one.
We do. But yeah,
Yes.
that's something I think has really helped us out in our mental state. a hell of a lot. Manifestation, yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's not just manifesting, is it? It's actionable manifesting. We've spoken about this before, as well. And I like the way Paul McKenna worked it today. And again, I'd say this is where that mindset and business shift of Baz and Loz and Andrew and Pete have come into togetherness, because in November when we did our Rebels retreat, they said, right, where is your business in 6 months' time? And we were like, here. Well, no, a year's time, in April that year, wasn't it? It was like here, and they were like, okay, work back. How are you going to make that happen? And we did that, and I was like, oh, this is easy now. And now this big goal that we've got for April 25 to 26, that felt almost like, am I being greedy, unachievable? You know, is this doable? Now feels like, okay, that feels like I can do that. And not only that, I absolutely anticipate beating that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think there is... so when we were talking to Pete earlier today and talking about, are we going to continue with the Rebels? And he said about, we get an extra additional call. Like an hour-long phone call to discuss what's next, or if we're having any sort of stuck problems, what we can do about it, and have a good amount of time. So he said one of the previous people who'd done it used that to sit with them and make a website.
Yeah.
But I know that's going to be our next big thing that we're going to have as a
That's
product.
what you see, don't you? In the next... So we've launched... We
launched this probably really October, November.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's when this service, our podcast studio,
we tied that final bow on the top of our package.
Yeah, our video podcast producing really is. Yeah. It's more of a producer's role, but it comes along with the pre-planning, the editing, the filming,
the distribution. It came
guest
about...
outreach, sponsorship outreach potentials. A whole range of things. And
we're going to do a whole video about that and how that's come about, aren't we? Because, again, in that messaging, we don't feel like... We know we haven't got our messaging across properly yet.
Yeah.
And that's one of our goals. And so we're going to, if you are interested in finding out what actually we do, then there will be a video about...
There will be. And it's also a case of people think that it's either all in or nothing.
And it's not,
And that's something we need to word correctly and figure that out. So there is still development and growth in what we're offering at the moment. But the overall, if you do want it all or nothing, all is an option.
Yeah.
All in is available. All in is ready to go for you. You tell us when you want to start, as long as it's not the middle of next week. We can get you, like, from talking to us to having a podcast go out into the world, it's going to be probably a fixed amount of time.
We say 90 days, isn't it? It's a 90-day thing. However, depending on how much time you put into this, you could make it happen sooner.
Yeah.
But ultimately, so ultimately from conceiving to conception is 90 days. I did say that in a better way before.
Yeah, figure that out and say it again and we'll drop it in.
I'll write it.
I'm not editing that much.
Can you edit the writing bit over the top? This is what I said. But I mean, this year, and it's going to be massive for us. We've already got some big things in the diary. So we've got the Excel in March. That's huge for us and is going to be, and I'm excited to tell you about that. We've got...
You're telling me about that? I know what it is.
Tell you about that then. Tell you, our audience, our listeners, our fans. Yeah, I can't wait to tell you about
community.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I stole that from SI. They say that all the time. I'm not having them. You can be a community if you want, but I think we need a nickname.
And then something big happening on the 1st of April. Potentially. That's the live date currently. It's not all in our control.
Yeah.
So that's going to be happening. we've got Atomicon in June, where we are
Hit the
embrace
microphone, sorry
yourself.
guys.
Embrace yourself. We're looking to take a week out for that. Like,
Yeah.
we are. That
Our
is
not
for
in the
us.
office is going on.
What?
Our not in the office is going on.
Yeah.
Or out of office, sorry.
You know, it's gonna. That's huge. It's a fringe event. There's so much beforehand, so much after. Like, it's a massive event, and we are gonna.
Big things have to happen because we can't afford it otherwise. That's not a problem.
So yeah, in the next 6 months alone, we've got three major events happening.
Yeah.
Before we got the Club Hub Awards.
Yeah.
That's huge. There's another event in a couple of days after the Club Hub that I'm edging and really trying to get to.
I'm interested.
In Belfast.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know how I can make that one happen.
That might be a you job more than an us job. But
Make me go on my own. Absolutely.
that's a big change from a year ago, isn't it?
Me going on my own.
You're going on your own to think.
I mean, what? So, oh yeah. No, I'm thinking about it now. Newcastle, I didn't have a choice to think about.
I think that's it. Like, say yes to more things. Say yes to doing it. Say yes to. I feel like
Figure
I've
it
started
out.
just making the start of Train Spotting. Choose life. Choose.
But yeah. So 2025, episode 1 of 2025
It's this one.
is this one. It's been a bit rambly. It's been a bit random. But I think that's us.
Like it. I like us. We're awesome. Anyway, yeah. So shall we finish there then?
I think we should. I still think so.
Well, look down your camera.
That's not mine.
Oh,
Why do you
look down
quick
this
to
side.
mine?
Look at this one here.
That one.
Look at that one.
I was looking at the screen then as well. It's really threw me out.
Us three. 1, 2, 3.
Love ya.
ya. Bye.
Bye.